No! No! Shame! Shame! Oh my God! What the What the
Dramatic video purportedly shows the moment an ICE agent fatally opened fire on a woman in Minneapolis, who DHS says attempted to barrel her SUV into the path of an officer. As multiple angles of the incident have emerged and gone viral across the internet, users are left divided on whether or not the agent's actions were reckless or in self-defense. In the footage, ICE officers order the driver out of the vehicle after she blocked the path of their truck. But as one of the agents attempts to open the door, she quickly throws the car into reverse before trying to speed forward in the direction of another agent in her path. After the vehicle narrowly misses the agent, he fires 3 shots before the car crashes into a white sedan parked nearby on the side of the street. Hundreds of protesters have gathered at the scene, which the city of Minneapolis has identified as the intersection of East 34th Street and Portland Avenue.
This is f***ing ridiculous. You don't protect people.
In the wake of the viral incident, Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem described the officers' actions as defensive and called the incident an act of domestic terrorism during a press conference.
It was an act of domestic terrorism. What happened was our ICE officers were out in an enforcement action. They got stuck in the snow because of the adverse weather that is in Minneapolis. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and ram them with her vehicle. An officer of ours acted quickly and defensively shot to protect himself and the people around him. And my understanding is that she was hit and is deceased.
Democrat.
Welcome to the video, everyone. This is Justin Paul. So this happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where a woman was shot dead by an ICE agent as she was trying to drive off. It looks like do I think that she deserved to die? No. But I do feel like she put herself in a position that this type of thing could happen, and even though you don't deserve to die, you just don't want to, and my condolences to her and her family. I don't want to seem insensitive to the fact that she's dead, but, you don't want to put yourself in a position to where someone, officers with a gun, ICE agents with a gun, can interpret anything you do wrong and shoot and kill you. And I know it's outrage. I know people are protesting and stuff like that. And do I think it was like domestic terrorism? I don't see it that way. But they're going to label it that way to justify what happened. Definitely. It could be domestic terrorism. Maybe I need to go and just like really study the definition of that and look, because they're basically saying that she was trying to run this officer over, which I'm going to look at it here from the other angle and look at it very, very carefully. But in the heat of the moment, these guys have to, they have a tough job. Not trying to make excuses for them and stuff like that. They have a very, very tough job. And I'm not sure too many cops that's going to just, get hit or sideswiped by a vehicle, or even, there'll be a potential of them being able to get hit, and they're not going to fire shots into your car. They're not going to run and jump on your car. They're going to pull out their weapon and they're going to fire shots into the car. Now, apparently their car was stuck in snow or what have you. So maybe, chasing down this person or something like that wasn't possible. Because they may have just gotten her license plate and, went to the residence, waited for the car to come and made an arrest at that point. Yes, I feel like that could have been a possibility, or an outcome that would have been better than this woman losing her life. But again, people, you don't want to put yourself in a position to where they'll have to make the decision for you. Because, history has already shown You know, if you do anything of this type of nature, like making it seem like you're going to hit a cop, or you know, like I've seen videos of cops being drugged and all kind of stuff on cars. You know, I did a reaction to a lady. They revived a guy, and the guy had the woman on hung in the door of the car. And the only thing she could do was take a firearm out and shoot the guy. So don't put yourselves in positions to where you're gonna end up getting shot by ICE agents, police, any type of law enforcement. You know, again, I've already stated that I feel like this may have could have went another way, but in the heat of the moment, if I'm that ICE agent, I don't know what I would have done. This is a big SUV, and this person is either sideways or kind of in front of it, and it turns, and you could have ran your foot over or anything. So I think people only see it the way that they want to see it because they don't want ICE there, or they're mad at ICE and they're just opposing it. And again, my condolences to the lady's family who lost their loved one. But just don't put yourself in this type of position. It's just not worth it. At the end of the day, it's just not worth it.
Agent fatally opened fire on a woman in Minneapolis, who DHS says attempted to barrel her SUV into the path of an officer.
So let's
As
look
multiple
at this.
angles of the incident have emerged and gone viral.
Let's look at this. Okay, so as you see, the agent is in front of the car. Now, you don't want to be dead in front of the car because that's how you're going to mess around and get ran over. The agent was slightly in front of the car. And again, I said I've seen multiple videos where, not even to that extent, and the cops just open fire into a car. Okay, so it obviously pushed him out the way, and that's when he let shots off. So watch this again. And again, he could have been ran over by the tire. And in the heat of the moment, when something like this is happening, they're going to use what they have available in order to neutralize what's going on. It sucks, man. It really sucks, but it's just how it goes. Sad to say. Now, whether it was domestic terrorism, man, we'll have to really, again, look at a long definition of domestic terrorism to see, domestic terrorism definition. Which you might need, I can't even trust the definition that you read on the internet. So domestic terrorism involves violent criminal acts within a country driven by domestic ideologies, political, religious, social, racial, environmental, intended to intimidate or coerce civilians or influence government policy and occurring within the nation's own territory without foreign direction. Involves acts dangerous to human life such as mass destruction, assassination, kidnapping, or violating federal or state law. So I mean I could see how she put this tag on it, put this name on it, just based off it saying involves acts dangerous to human life. If you think that a human is strong enough to be, hit by a car, or even potentially be hit by a car, you're sadly mistaken. But apparently, let me see here. So let me get the volume back going here.
Is that she was hit and is deceased.
Democratic Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry, however, furiously denounced this narrative in a passionate press conference of his own.
They are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense. Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bullshit, and I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis.
DHS Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs Tricia McLaughlin said in a statement, "This is an evolving situation, and we will give the public more information as soon as it becomes available."
I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis.
Yeah, so that's the mayor. You know, the mayor is telling ICE to get the F out, and you know what that's gonna do is that's gonna rile up even more people and make it even more dangerous for ICE, and potentially make it dangerous for, you know, the people of Minnesota. And I just don't well, Minneapolis, and I just I don't see anything good coming out of it, you know, either way. um you know, and you know, he doesn't want to rile up the citizens there to put themselves in any type of harm, any type of danger, you know, trying to intervene in operations that ICE has going on. And it's probably best that, you know, people just you know, go about their business and stuff like that, because what could happen is they bring in even more ICE agents in, or they bring National Guard in, and you know, they just start doubling up and tripling up and just bringing more agents than what they have in there right now. So very, very terrible situation all the way around. I don't feel like it's any right or wrong answer in this whole situation. I feel like they could have gotten her tagged and traced it back to her address, went in and made an arrest, you know, versus her losing her life. But at the end of the day, you don't want to put yourself in a position to where you could potentially lose your life by, you know, even if you didn't mean to or wasn't intending to try to run over the officer. How's that officer or that ICE agent going to know if that's what you intend to do or not? You know. But we'll see as they do more investigation into this. We'll see what happens. Do expect there to be like a civil lawsuit, some type of lawsuit that's going to come with this, from the family. And again, very, very tragic. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. If you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you guys think in the comments as far as this whole thing. And you know, I ran the video back a few different times from that angle that actually showed the ICE agent and where they was positioned. And I just want to hear what everybody thinks about this. Again, this is Justin Paul. Peace.